What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Bounds, sponsored by our friends over at SoBet. If you don't know about SoBet, make sure you guys go check them out. We post on there every day our parlays, our player props. So do like 25 other cappers all for one price. Make sure you guys go check them out. But we're here to talk about some NBA. I got Alpha, I got BBB with me, fellas. Happy Monday. Happy Halloween. Shit.
Happy Halloween. First off, mic check. Am I okay? This is always a question about the mic.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow, what
All
a
right.
day. What a day.
Today.
What a day! What a day! Let's gear up. Let's get some people in here in the live. We're live on Twitter right now. Let's give some people a chance to join us. We hop into the games, fellas. It's another week of a lot of NBA action.
Breaking news. Philadelphia 76ers lose draft compensation for tampering with the Lakers. NBA takes away Philly's 2023 and 2023-24 second-round picks for premature free agency talks last offseason. So that is the newest news. Just got that in. So the 76ers are losing their second-round pick in this year's draft and the next year's draft for tampering with the Lakers. Interesting.
Whatever. The 76ers aren't going to need those. That doesn't bother me.
True that. All right, well, the people are here. They want to know what we're doing. They want to know what the bets are for today. So you guys ready to jump in?
Let's do it, man. Solid NBA day. While we have a big Monday Night Football game on, obviously World Series Game 3, but solid NBA slate. And I think it's always these types of days where there's a bigger event than basketball going on, where you can get some really good lines, some really good edges. So let's get into it. 76ers and the Wizards. First one we're gonna go through. This game is in DC. 76ers are the favorites. Somewhere you can get -4, some places you can get -3.5. It depends what you use. Guys, how would you describe the 76ers season so far? They're 3-4. They're kind of just there right now. I think they're just still figuring it out.
Disappointing. Disappointing is the one word I would use for him so far. They're supposed to be a great team. All the talk was James Harden is fit. He's looking good. He's going to be unstoppable. He's drawing fouls. And they're 3-4. And they've lost to some pretty not great, talented NBA team. So disappointing would be the early start, but we're 7 games in. I wouldn't be too upset about it yet. BBB, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I wouldn't hit the panic button yet, and that kind of goes along with my play today. I'm taking the Wizards on this one, +3.5. You can get it at +4 in some places. If you can't get the 4, make sure you grab that line. But the Wizards are one of these teams that every year it seems like they start out just kind of hot. They come out and they're winning some of these games, and then they kind of fall off. So I'm going to ride the Wizards train right now. I think this is a game where it's just two teams that are struggling different ways, and they'll probably have completely different outlooks, 20 games down the road. But, 76ers, I'm not hitting the panic button on them yet, but I do think they struggle again today. The Wizards at home, I think with good guard play with Beal and the rest of this team, I think they get the job done. I could even see them winning this outright, but I'm taking the points.
Hefe, what are you thinking? Shout out quickly before we go to Hefe. Shout out Jake in the chat. He's been a fan of this show since day one. He said Alpha, go Phillies. I know the boys are going to laugh about that. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. If there's a Philly sport in there, Jake is in the chat shouting out his Philly team. So shout out Jake.
I'll give Jake my lean on that one. I think the Phillies take it tonight. I know we're not talking about that right now, but I absolutely love that crowd in Philadelphia. It's electric. So
are they going to play tonight?
Yeah, game.
All depends on the rain. Well, it depends on the rain, Hefe. That's what the weather. The weather's questionable. I don't think they're going to be able to get the game in, but more to come later. We'll find out.
All right. Anyway, about this one, I gotta say, being a Wizards fan is probably, if I was one, the worst place to be as a fan. Team is good enough to compete, but not good enough to get out of the first round of the playoffs. So you're always sitting in that first round, like 18, 19, 20th pick. Not the type of talent to be able to truly rebuild through the draft, but yet you're not a big enough market to attract big-time free agents. It's just Bradley Beal. With that being said, I think the 76ers have to start playing better, and I think today's a good spot for them. I got to lean on the 76ers in this game. Line is a little weird. I think it should be a little closer to like a 5, a 6. The 76ers are better than
the Wizards. You know why. Joel Embiid is a true questionable. I honestly, with the reports, he did not go through shoot-around. They may hold him out tonight, which is why I believe the line is at a 3.5. I don't think that's going to matter. I think Philly does get it on track, and honestly, with or without Embiid, they have to get it rolling. A perfect opponent to get it rolling against. I'm on Philly -3 at -120.
I also have a hot take. I think if James Harden, if they can't make it work, they're going to trade his ass. Tyrese Maxey's a star, and everybody freaking knows it. Everybody freaking knows it, man.
Couldn't agree more.
And they just at some point they're going to realize that the Harden Embiid thing isn't working, and the Maxey Embiid thing would work better.
Agreed. Let's keep it moving. Game 2 of the night. Kings at the
Kings,
Hornets.
Anybody think this is a weird line? Kings road favorites.
Well, you know why.
1-5 on the season. Tell me why.
The Hornets have been atrocious. Look at the recent games.
3-3. They
No.
compete.
They
don't
beat
got
the
goals.
Warriors. They beat the Warriors. Besides that game, they have been bad, and they're injury bug ridden. I mean, they have no LaMelo, no Cody Martin, no Rozier yet
I'm
again.
sorry, but
The miles are starting to take on them.
There are 2 victories this year. Well, I know they have 3, but the last 2 victories against the Hawks and against the Warriors, pretty good wins in my opinion. I know they lost to the Knicks in overtime. I think they lost to the Magic. But the Kings are 1-4. They should not be road favorites here.
But look who they played.
I know.
Look at the Kings schedule. They played the Heat, the Grizzlies, the Warriors, the Clippers, and Portland, who hasn't one loss, 2 losses now. They've been unbelievable. They've had a tough schedule early.
Well, with that being said, I'll go first. I'm taking the Kings here. I think this line indicates that the Kings play. The Kings are rarely road favorites. When they are, something's up. I'm taking that.
I'm on the same exact boat as you are. I think the Kings get it done. The Hornets have been terrible, and I think the line is indicating it's at a -3. It's a line that's very favorable to the Kings tonight. I think it's telling you everything you need to know. Kings -3. BBB,
All right,
family sweep or what?
We're making it a 3-way here because
Hey.
Charlotte, I think it's a sell high spot on them.
Hmm.
They did beat the Warriors, but when you look more into this Warriors team, that all of their statistics are just way down from last year. Their defensive rating, their offensive rating, Clay, Jordan Poole, they've struggled to start the year. So I don't think it's like that impressive of a win. Anytime you beat the Warriors, yes, it's impressive, but I'm not buying into that too much. Sacramento, I think it's a buy low spot. Like you guys said, that schedule they've gone through has been a gauntlet. Now they get a Charlotte team that's banged up, kind of overperforming with how many players they've had out. I think they kind of come down to earth a little bit tonight. This Kings team has got some decent players on it, man. I mean, they got Sabonis, they got Barnes, they got Fox, Kevin Hutter, Murray. I mean, they got a lot of guys. Hoyter,
They're a
Hutter,
deep
doesn't matter.
team. They're a deep young team for sure. I like
They're
Keegan
young.
Murray a
That's
lot.
their main problem is they're young, but I think that's going to benefit them here. They're going up against I think they're going to be able to get out and run the ball a lot. Murray's looked great to start the year. I think that they get the job done here. I think they could win this by like double digits, honestly. I think the line's pretty indicative of this is going to be a Kings play. I love it. I think we're all on the same side here, so don't want to take too much time on this.
Family sweep. All of us are on the Kings -3. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's go. We're going to switch and head right over to the Hawks and the Raptors here. This is another game where I think the line is indicating that this is a certain team's play. The Hawks are 4-2. They've looked good. They look like a team that's better than last year, and they should be better than last year. They added one of the best two-way guards in the league, and Dejounte Murray, and Trae Young's doing Trae Young stuff. The Raptors are looking good too. Siakam's looking healthy, which is the most important thing for them. And if they can get Scotty Barnes healthy, those are 2 scary players to face on the same time. Raptors are the home favorites here, -3. BB, we have not started with you yet. We'll start off with you on this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the Hawks in this one, but even more, I love a prop. And normally I wait and I say, hey, go get the props at SoBet. You guys see the t-shirt. You see it down in the corner over there,
corner.
wherever
There we
I'm
go.
pointing. SoBet, go check it out. The full slate will be on there, including my NFL plays as well. But I'm giving out a prop to you guys today. Dejounte Murray, I'm taking under on his points. I do like the Hawks, but the way that the Raptors blitz this pick and roll, I think it's going to give him a lot of trouble. He's gone under this number in 4 of 6 so far. So we've been red hot on these props. I love this play here. I think that he's going to continue to kind of try to mesh into this team, and this is going to be a bigger night, I think, for Trae Young. It's going to be it's more open to shooters. I think they'll struggle with the pick and roll. So I like Dejounte Murray to go under 20.5 points in this one. Is my favorite play for this one.
I like that. Bogdanovich is out for the Hawks, so I definitely think it is going to be a Trae Young night. I'm all over the Hawks tonight. The Raptors are going to be without Otto Porter, and FVV is day-to-day. He may go. He's still a true questionable, but he is banged up, and the Hawks are going to be able to score too many points for the Raptors to be able to keep up with an injured FVV. Give me the Hawks all over at +3.
I'm sorry to go opposite on you, man. I'm going to say the Raptors on the money line here. I like the Raptors at home. This is a team that I think is going to compete this year in the East, be a top 5, top 6 playoff team here, and not be a play-in team, so to speak. They already have some good wins on the year. They beat Miami. They beat in Philadelphia. I know both those teams have been underachieving to start the year, but I like the nucleus of what the Raptors got. I think they can compete and win this game tonight.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving. Next on the slate, we have the biggest line of the night.
All right, and rightfully so, right? You have a young Pistons team who absolutely just came off their best win of the season. They just beat Golden State, but you got the only undefeated team left in the league coming in, hosting them tonight. Bucks are -13. They're 5-0. They're playing amazing. And by the way, they're doing this without Chris Middleton. So they're only going to get better when they basically add a perennial all-star to their roster here soon. I think he's going to come back soon. I'm not exactly 100% sure. But this is a big spread. And this has backdoor written all over it. Alpha, what do you think?
Guys, I like the over in this matchup. There's a couple key injuries that play into that tonight. Give me 1 second to pull up the current injury report.
Yeah, freaking Jalen Durant, man.
Jalen Durant is out, Marvin Bagley is out, and Alec Burks is out. And Brook Lopez is a true questionable in day-to-day, and I think both these teams are going to be running. The Pistons have been one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA this year. We've seen them plenty of times give up massive scores, and I think they're going to give up a big total tonight. And I think they're going to have to run and gun, so they'll put up some points themselves. The over, one of my favorite plays tonight, 224.5. Big brain bets. What you got?
Yeah, I lean to the Bucks here. I know it's a big spread, and the Pistons are a young team, but I just think this is a tough one here. I got a prop angle on this one I like too, but again, that's going to be on SoBet down in the corner there. You guys can check that out. But I think the Bucks get it done here. I think they're going to struggle. This has got blowout potential on it. Maybe a little bit of a backdoor. Not my favorite angle on it. I'm definitely playing the props a little more heavy on this one. I probably won't even play the Bucks, but if I had to take a side on this one, I'm going with the Bucks. But I like your angle as well with the over. I think it goes over as well.
Let's get it.
I agree with both of you. My two favorite plays in this game are the over and the Bucks. My thought process is the Pistons just got their most improbable win of the year. And they're going into a spot where it will be another improbable win. I just don't see it continuing. The Bucks are in a kind of one of those positions where we know we're better than you. We're at home. We're going to run you out the door. And the Bucks' last 4 games, I mean, they just are scoring points. 123 points, 119 points, 110 points, 125 points. All this team does is score right now. And once again, doing it without Middleton. So give me the Bucks -13 and give me the over in this game. I like both of those angles. All right,
boys. Last game of the night that we're going over.
That we're going to go over. The Grizzlies and the Jazz. This is I don't know. I think this line is a little off. I know the Grizzlies are the road team here, and the Jazz are 5.
Injuries.
Doesn't matter. I don't care about the injuries because you already know in the NBA, whenever a player's injured, that team wins by 37 points. So I don't even take that into consideration. I know that Bane and Morant are true day-to-day questionables, and obviously without them too, that changes the entire complexion of that team. But if I learned anything from watching the Grizzlies last year, they literally live by the next man up mentality. I have nothing to say about the Utah Jazz. I don't know how the hell they're 5-2.
What are they doing?
Good for them.
They got a decent lineup. I mean, they're playing above their potential a little bit, but like Lauri Markkanen, he's been balling out.
Can I ask you guys something before we get into this game? How do you guys feel about the NBA new schedule where basically teams play 2-game series?
It's weird. I have to see more to get an understanding of if I like it or not. I
don't love it, but basically, it's a new thing that's happening to restrict travel. Is basically, for example, the Jazz played at the Rockets, then hosted the Rockets the next day. The Jazz just went to Memphis and won that game, 124 and 123, and now are hosting Memphis in Utah. So with that being said, what do you think, Alpha?
Well, that's a good segue here. One thing I like to do with the new schedule is if the better team lost the first one and they just saw them and they're going home or something of the sort, I do like to take the better team. I know what we said there, but I am taking the Grizzlies here. They just saw the Jazz. They just figured out how to play them. They have the blueprint. They know what to do. The Grizzlies are going to get it done. I'm not messing with the spread. I'm taking them on the money line at a -120. BBB, what you got?
I'm rocking with the Jazz again in this one, man. They're just, I can't fade this team until they prove me otherwise. I mean, guys are playing above expectations, yes, but until they prove that they're not going to play above the expectations, I just got to ride with them because, like I said, you got guys like Lauri Markkanen that are just playing unreal. The guy's averaging I think it's like 20-something points per game. I mean, the guy's had like he's revitalized his career. Revived his career, whatever you want to say. I'm rocking with the Jazz here. They've been doing this all year so far. They play way above their expectations. They beat teams home, away. It doesn't really matter. So I'm rocking with them.
I'm rolling with Alpha on this one. I'm going to take the Grizzlies here for the fact that what he said. The Jazz got the win on the Memphis home court. It was a tight game, ended up being 124-123, a great ending there. And now I think the Grizzlies go in and get a little revenge against the Jazz here. Short line, very possible for them to win. I think a close game. But to answer your question, or answer my thought, honestly, I don't think this is the real Jazz team. They'll come back to earth sooner rather than later.
I
don't
completely
think
agree.
this is sustainable, and I think anybody in that Jazz organization higher up, not the players or the coaching staff on the court, will tell you that they don't want to be winning these freaking games either, man. They got 7
Want Victor.
and they want to freaking
want
win.
Victor.
Right.
100%. Hefe, get us out of here, brother. That's the last of our reviews.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here with us. OTB sponsored by SoBet. Today's Monday, which means we got Monday Night Football. We got hella props. I'm going to have a Monday Night Football SGP on SoBet. I'm going to have some player props for NBA and NFL on SoBet. And I'm going to have a Monday Line Parlay all on SoBet. I know BBB is going to load up his plays. I know Alpha's going to load up his. And we will see you on OTB on Wednesday.